Hello, welcome friends. Today we are going to use the same tool we have used before to predict every price pivot. Now we are going to use that to time every pivot. They are very advanced professional models we have which can predict entire year swings, every pivot, which I think I will demonstrate shortly in coming days. But now, if you don't have those professional tools or the professional training, you can definitely look at what I'm going to show and get some ideas and do your research. So we are back to this tool, which is if used properly on a squared chart. What does squared chart mean? Squared chart means if I look at my scaling, right, and if I do a x and y to be exactly the same or some ratio, that is a trick for a given stock. Right now it is just not scaled, but it will give you exact pretty close, right? So that is why you're missing these things, because if I square the chart, it'll just pinpoint very precisely. But even without that, it becomes challenging as the spread increases. Spread means where I have put this location on. As time goes on, if my squaring is not correct, I will start getting bigger errors, right? Because stick is moving small here, but stick is going to move bigger and bigger. So error gets bigger and bigger. We have to keep our RA root mean square error as low as possible. So let's just realize that. But if I project it for 3 months down the line, error will be very large, if you understand that. I hope it makes sense. So that is why if you're using geometrical tools, you need to square the chart effectively. So since we are not going too far away, and this is 4 hours chart, we can use this model. So now we are discussing the same tool to try to predict the time. And then once we get close to the time, we are going to look at the oscillator below, which is monthly, weekly, and daily, detecting the cycles to pick the direction as well as a confirmation tool. So I picked this red line as we have discussed in that predict every pivot video as on YouTube. Now I'm going to start using horizontal lines from the previous pivots and draw them. And when they intersect these lines, it will reveal a structure of the market where we can say potentially market is going to go long and short. So it's going to happen right now in front of you. It's no picture. I'm just doing it live. Let's see what we find. All right. The first one comes here. We have to zoom it a little bit. Okay. So we got this low here. Okay. Where else did it intersect? It intersected here also. Got that high. Now you know where am I going with this. And then we also, oops, this one, not this one. So we have automated tools to do all this, which I will demonstrate. Just one click, it will tell you all the pivots on a squared chart. But that tool is different, sophisticated. But right now, okay, so that is what we are discussing. So any other intersections we see here, we also see this intersection, dotted line right there, and we just mark it. Now you can see the structure is describing the turning time. right? You already know where the intersection is coming. Market is going and coming and coming and coming. Intersection came, it reverses. Market was going up, intersection came, it reverses. So you got the idea. Now I am going to, we got this pivot, right? So now I don't see any other intersection. So let's take it out. The horizontal line, we are not going to change this. Let's go with this one. And let's see what we get. So first intersection comes here. So let's get that going. And this is 4-hour chart. Remember that? Next one comes here. Okay. All right. So now we can move this line to the other intersections. So we can do this one. We also can do this one. This one has 3 touches here. 4 touch, like support, support, support. Broke down. And then support becomes a resistance. So this looks like a decent area to think about it. Okay. So now let's mark it. So where are my intersections? We got that one is here. Now these are approximations, better than nothing. If you don't have any other tools, the rest is going to be far away and it may not be accurate. Then there is one here, intersection. Now this is not a big stock and a big mover. I just picked it up randomly. And there's nothing stopping us to not only use the left side pivots, we can also use these right side pivots also once they are formed. Now this guy is formed. This guy is also formed. Because why I'm using the left side of this pivots? Because it's easier for us to locate those. So this one is a big pivot, a big, huge move came down. Now let's see where it intersected. So big one is here, the bottom. This one already intersected somewhere here, and this one intersected somewhere at the bottom. Small moves. This is a small one-day move, but I think for Tesla one it will be at least $6 moves. But okay, so we'll just mark it anyways. Whatever market was doing, it will do the opposite. It was trying to go up. This hit, it went down. This is 4-hour chart. You can do this on 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You got the idea. Now we will have to obviously qualify these with our oscillator, which we haven't touched yet. Okay. So now, once we have that, we can also use this pivot. I use this big one. We can use this small one. Same thing. We'll just do a few more, so you got the idea. So you can use Gann angles or Fibonacci angles, or because this tool has not been released, it will be. All right. So now we got this structure, and now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go and do the pivots, do the pivots, right? So let's go to these pivots. Let's move it down. These are the pivots. We'll go to the right side. This one is already done. Okay. This is the next one, intersection. It was going up, it reverted. And if you keep doing this for all the pivots, we should start seeing all the structures. Now we have to decide with the oscillator and confirm it. Okay, so we can use this one also. When market is going up, we can use this pivot, recent pivot. And then we can also use pivots from different places also. Right here, right side pivot, this pivot. So let me just quickly do them all very fast. So you got the idea how you will be placing them. And let's see what structures we get out of it. So we can do this too. Okay. So let's look at the intersection. This is already there, close by. It's fine. We already got that from other one. Previous one. This one is a new one. Let's get that going. Okay, and then we already have that going down, going down. We got that. Okay, so we got some ideas. Now, as I said, if you have a squared chart, it will be much, much profound. But you have some ideas where potentially the vibration is going to come. Okay. Now this is something. All right. So if I keep going down, seeing my pivots, right on the left side, I'm looking at these pivots right here. We got that going. It intersected here, right? So, okay. So once that is all done, you have all these markers on your chart on the right side, which is not visible. So that's why you need to have a software which will allow you to plot on the right side as well, which you can add more bars to the right side. I think Wave 59 is a good software for doing all this. And they can let you project and they can let you square also, if you guys are aware of that. So here it is, right? So now what do we do? So once we are in this situation, let's say we are able to plot all this. Now what we do is we look at the monthly. This is the monthly, big one. Then there's a weekly, and then there's a daily. And the orange one is even faster. So once we get to this level, we need to see where the oscillators are. Weekly is ready to turn down, daily is ready to overbought, and this faster one is also turning. So there's a high potential that at this time, taking short is a good idea. And you're able to make $5. Excuse me, remember this is a Citibank chart, doesn't move much in 1 year, right? But you got it. Now, at this time, the time was coming, I need some oscillator to, now weekly is turning, the monthly is moving up. We have this daily about to turn up. So we have a good opportunity, and then we also have this faster daily also ready to go up, right? So there we go. It's potential to go in that direction. How about this guy? So monthly is kind of flat, drifting up a little bit. Weekly is moving up. But while weekly is moving up, daily is moving up and down. And if I go down and pull down the 4 hours, or if I pull down the 1 hour, get much more precision, right? At this point, I need, if I'm gonna find a way that I'm going to turn, we have this trend line drawn. If I'm going to turn, I need some oscillator also. Timing is here. Oscillator, I need something to be on the overbought side. Retest is here. Same thing here. So this is how you can play the timer. So what do you have to do? Square the chart. If you don't have anything else, especially these angles, but you can still use Gann angles. And there are other ways to do a lot of angles. Time price ratio angles, for example. For now, this will be sufficient. Same thing here. Now weekly is tipping over. This is flat. Daily is tipping over, and there we go. Time was already known, and the context was set up to go a short. And then you can obviously use your typical right here. For this guy, you can see overbought. For this guy, overbought. Got some context, right? The faster one. Something is going on. And then for this guy, we have weekly tipping, and this daily is also tipping. So you have a good idea that short is a good idea. All right. So just wanted to share some ideas for timing as we get into the new season. And in the next video, we will demonstrate on the daily how we can predict entire pivots for on the daily charts for massive, massive profits. Now that is part of the professional coaching we do for professional institutions. So I will just let you have a look at it, how it works. Thank you.